For millennia, the guiding logic of Bharat has been built around a single, highly specific mantra, Atithi Devo Bhava. The guest is equivalent to God. Under this framework, a home is defined entirely by its capacity for hospitality, rather than the thickness of its physical walls. This absolute openness functioned as a highly effective operating system for the nation. It created an indigenous core capable of absorbing and harmonizing external ideas, which successfully transformed the subcontinent into the central node of the ancient global economy. But a rigorous audit of the last 1,000 years exposes a massive logical rupture in that design. Unconditional welcome was actively weaponized by incoming entities who arrived with the coercive mechanisms of a predator, using the guest status entirely as a cloaking device. When a national network is tuned exclusively to trust, it eventually suffers a systemic failure. The system short-circuits the moment it encounters external actors who have zero intention of respecting the host's sovereignty. The East India Company perfectly illustrates this exploit. We welcomed a commercial interface, only to realize we had let a Trojan horse into the kitchen to audit the treasury and rewrite the rules of the house. Starting with Central Asian incursions and culminating in the deceptions of European mercantile companies, a millennium of weaponized hospitality created a massive entropy debt. This paid for misplaced trust with the systemic deactivation of local manufacturing and the looting of intellectual property. The lesson etched into the nation's soil was incredibly painful. A guest who dictates the rules of the house functions as a viral threat to the host's functional integrity. A civilization without a functional, closely guarded gateway simply becomes a defenseless resource pool for the rest of the global grid. Today, Bharat has completed its civilizational audit and emerged with a severely hardened operating system. Atithi Devo Bhava. Conditions apply. If a visitor expects to be treated as God, they must first treat the host as a complete sovereign. The era of passive hospitality is over, replaced by a mechanism called the sovereign scan. Every diplomatic interaction is now filtered through strict strategic realism, and you can see this most clearly in how India handles its energy security. During recent global conflicts, external powers attempted to dictate exactly who Bharat could buy its energy from. Instead of complying, the state exercised strict strategic autonomy, refusing to align with sanctions that ignored the energy needs of its own 1.4 billion residents. By rejecting these hollow grids of forward pressure, Bharat established that it no longer operates as a submissive junior partner in someone else's block. This hardened posture extends to the digital doorstep. In the past, the guest arrived on ships. Today, commercial extraction arrives via fiber optic cables. The state has completely rejected the 21st century free ride for tech monopolies. By mandating absolute data localization and building its own digital public infrastructure, the nation has constructed a sovereign firewall. The terms of engagement for global tech giants are highly specific. They are perfectly welcome to innovate and profit on Indian soil, but the foundational digital protocols remain the exclusive property of the state. Refusing to surrender these assets to foreign servers secures absolute interface sovereignty, preventing a modern iteration of colonial extraction. We see this exact reciprocity applied to physical trade. The historical pattern of one-way extraction is dead, replaced by a strict functional integrity check embedded into every new free trade agreement. The primary condition is a non-negotiable mandate to make in India. If an external entity wants to tap into a massive, lucrative consumer base, they have to physically plant their manufacturing roots right into the soil. Negotiations demand technology transfers, strict visa allocations, and protected domestic services. The exchange must yield a mutual benefit. This reciprocity is the spinal cord of modern economic diplomacy. Foreign market access is now contingent on building the host's national resilience. This upgraded code results in a specific geopolitical identity, Vishva Bandhu, or global friend. It represents a state that acts as a secure, highly capable interface between competing global blocs. The proof of this multi-alignment strategy is Bharat's ability to sit comfortably inside historically conflicting international alliances at the exact same time. Taking a seat at the Quad table provides a direct, high-level strategic security dialogue with traditional Western powers. Yet simultaneously, the nation assumes a primary leadership role representing the specific economic needs of the fastest-growing markets across the developing world. As the primary voice for the Global South, Bharat has installed a sovereign anchor in international trade. To access the world's fastest-growing markets, old powers must now navigate the gateway Bharat has built on its own terms. By patching its oldest vulnerability and settling its ancient entropy debt, Bharat offers an incredibly effective operational model to a fractured world. It proves that a nation can remain the most welcoming home on Earth as long as it maintains an unbreakable sovereign gate.